Hi there, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, please do me a big favor, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. Well, here's an update on my portfolio. As you guys can see, $294,773.94. And let's look at the dividends. We are now at $66,871.91 on an annual basis and $5,572.66 on a monthly basis. And so I am still waiting for another $5,000 that I should be receiving by tomorrow to buy some more different ETFs with it. And so recently I invested about $15,000 to increase my income here. I bought some XDTE, I bought some JEPQ, and I bought a bunch of Yieldmax ETFs also, the single stock ones. And so that's why you see this number increased, and that's why my dividends have increased. And today was a really great day in the market, as you guys can see. Let's go over to my actual Robinhood portfolio here. So here's my actual Robinhood portfolio. And as you guys can see, just today, during market hours, we're up 0.65%, or $1,526.50 in the green today. Don't know what'll happen after hours, but currently during market hours, we're up 0.65%. And so, yeah, things are in the green. And I've been thinking about something that I have spoken about before. These ETFs, which are my favorite ETFs currently, QQQI and SPY from NEOS. And the reason I really like these these ETFs is because I bought them and I have not reinvested any money whatsoever back into them. As a matter of fact, I haven't reinvested anything. I don't reinvest dividends. I haven't been doing that at all since I started. And as you can see, QQQI, although I have not reinvested any dividends whatsoever, it is up for me almost $4,400. So if I sell this today, I make $4,400, and that doesn't even include all the dividends that I've already made. So if we scroll down here, we can see that I've made in dividends. Let's switch this over to just dividends. As you guys can see, just in dividends, June, July, and August, each one of them is at least $1,200. So I've made about, I'd say, like close to $4,000 already on this ETF in dividends, and I haven't reinvested a dime into QQQI. So this is really great because this has both a great dividend and it has appreciation. So it has appreciated for me. Same story with SPY. As you guys can see, I am in the green on total return with SPY over $3,845.74. So if I sell it today, I make $3,800. So it has increased in value. Now let's look at the dividends. Keep in mind, I have not reinvested any dividends into SPY whatsoever. So in the past 3 months, I've made just a little bit over $1,000 from SPY in dividends and distributions. And so that's why I really, really like these ETFs, because not only do they pay a decent dividend, but they go up in value. They appreciate. Unlike some of these other ETFs, for example, like ULTI and YMAX. So if we go to ULTI has absolutely no appreciation. Okay, ULTI has no appreciation for me. None. Look at this. You almost tend to think like, well, why would you even buy it if it has no appreciation? It's down in the past year to date, down 49.12%. Keep in mind, I have not reinvested any dividends whatsoever. Okay. And Ulti has made me just a little bit over $1,000 so far. Okay, but it has declined in value by $1,564.92. And so, as I mentioned in my previous video, at some point you must start investing dividends if you own Ulti. Now, none of this is financial advice, of course, but I have to start reinvesting some amount of money, which I've determined to reinvest at least 1 week of dividends, because it pays one dividend per week. So I've decided to pay one back, reinvest one dividend per week. That's what I've decided to do with Ulti. To keep this thing going, to see if it brings down my average cost. Although if we look at today's performance, yes, today it has gone up 1.50% just today, which it's fairly high. It's a fairly high pump just for today. But over the long run, over the long term, Ulti just keeps going down. And so this may not work without reinvesting dividends, as well as Yieldmax. Yieldmax probably doesn't work either unless you reinvest dividends. And so I've been thinking I'm going to reinvest some. I'm going to have to reinvest some dividends. As a matter of fact, it's the case with every Yieldmax ETF. You must reinvest some amount of dividends. Okay, so while with SPY-I and QQQI, I haven't had to reinvest any dividends whatsoever, and the price continues to appreciate. The only Yieldmax ETF that seems to continue to appreciate without reinvesting dividends is NVDY. And that's probably because NVIDIA is the #1 stock currently. And so I haven't had to reinvest any dividends in this, and I'm in the green, just a little bit over $200 on this ETF. And so moving forward, I have selected the Yieldmax ETFs that I own to do a recurring monthly buy. I'm not going to reinvest dividends. I am going to do a recurring monthly buy. So the majority of the dividend that I get from each one of these Yieldmax ETFs, I'm going to take that, and I'm not going to reinvest it. But just a small portion of it, I'm going to use it as a recurring buy to basically dollar cost average in to the Yieldmax ETFs. So that's what I'm going to be doing moving forward. And fairly soon, I think by tomorrow, I should be receiving that extra $5,000. And since I want greater correlation to the S&P 500, or greater exposure to the S&P 500, I'm going to be buying more ETFs that are S&P 500 related. And I haven't really chosen which one I'm going to end up buying because there are many. There are many S&P 500 related ETFs that pay a monthly dividend. And so I'm either just going to split it up into each one of those, or I'm going to choose one that I'm going to buy. Don't really know yet what I'm going to do. It also depends on what the market does here, because the market has just pumped today. And so if we go over to the Fear and Greed Index, we're at 66 points. And yesterday we were at 60 points. So this is just keeps, it's improved from yesterday, 66 points. And I was listening to an interview with this guy from Fundstrat Advisors, Tom Lee. You may have heard of him, or you can look him up, Tom Lee. And he has been right about so many things in the market. And he happened to mention in an interview that he believes because of the information he's looked into, that the bull market, this bull market is basically just starting. And it's going to, well, in his opinion, it should last until 2035. That's his prediction, that this bull market has just started and it's going to last until 2035. And so that's that's a lot of optimism. And he's called a lot of things in the past right. Like he called the he kept saying, that during the tariffs, when the president announced the tariffs, there was a crash, and he just kept saying, this is going to go back up, so don't worry, buy more. And just like he said, I mean, the market came back up. So everyone who bought that dip has made a lot of money. So if we look at the S&P 500, I'll show you guys that dip. I've showed you guys that dip before in previous videos. If we look at the S&P 500 here, SPY, okay, and we go to the 1 year, this here is the Liberation Day, the day that the president announced the tariffs on all the countries, all the different countries. And so after he announced the tariffs, this is what happened. The market crashed pretty hard. As a matter of fact, it crashed about 10%. And since then, I mean, now it's up. Year to date, it's up back 10%. Probably over 10% now. Because it is higher up here. This peak is 611, 612, almost 613. And now we're almost at 650. The S&P 500 is almost at $650 per share. And so this guy, Tom Lee, he always has good advice for the market. So I'm kind of like, what he said was very enthusiastic. The information he provided was very good. And he's bullish on the market for the next 10 years. And he's also bullish on crypto, especially Ethereum. And so, yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'll be getting that extra $5,000. And so depending on what the market is doing, if the market keeps going up, I am probably not going to buy anything. I'll probably wait for a day when it's in the red. In the meantime, if it doesn't go into the red, I may just put that $5,000 into this ETF called SGov. You may have heard of it, SGov. It's an iShares 0 to 3 month treasury bond. And what will happen to this treasury bond, as you guys can see here, it's going to reach this peak right here, 172. At the end of the month. At the end of the month, it'll hit 172. And on September the 1st, if it's during the week, it'll crash down to $140. And then it'll begin to go up and up and up and up because it pays a dividend on this day. That's why it takes a crash. And then it begins to increase once again. And then it'll pay a dividend and then it'll go down again. So I'm thinking I'm going to buy it here just to hold that cash. And if there's a buying opportunity, then I'll sell this and use that $5,000 to buy some S&P tracking ETF that pays a dividend. So that's what I'll be doing moving forward, which will then increase the value of my portfolio and it will increase my dividends. Okay. So, as I mentioned before, my initial goal was to reach in dividends what I make from my employment, from my job as a welder, and I've already surpassed that. The next target is $10,000 a month in dividends. It's still a ways off, but that's my goal. That's my target. If we hit this analytics button here, kind of gives you some information here about the different ETFs that I own, which ETFs pay the largest amounts, and it has this really cool passive income goal right here. So my passive income goal, the next one, is $120,000 on an annual basis, which turns out to be $10,000 a month. So according to this, I guess, calculation, I'm about 55% of the way there. Okay, so a little bit over half the way there to $120,000 on an annual basis, or $10,000 per month. If you guys are interested in this dividend tracker, it's called Stock Events. Okay, you can just look it up on Google Play. And so yeah, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. If you guys got any comments or questions, please leave them down below. I will answer your comments. I will read your comments and I'll answer your questions gladly. And thanks so much for watching. You guys have a great day. God bless. Catch you in the next video. Bye.